Hello and welcome to Swiss Money Coach. Here on our platform, we equip you with the knowledge and the skills to gain financial freedom here in Switzerland so you can begin to live life on your own terms. You can live the life you desire. We talk about investing, saving, debt management, pension planning, lots of things, exactly what you need so you can have the best life possible here in Switzerland. Okay, so we're glad you joined us for today. I want to talk about something. It's very close to my heart and you need it. Everybody in Switzerland has to have it. Health insurance. Okay, there are very few things that I don't like about Switzerland. Okay, very few. In fact, maybe two things. Health insurance is one of those things. Why? Because in the first few years of moving here, I really struggled to understand it. I was just like, why? Why do I have to pay so much to get, 15 minutes with my doctor? Like, why? And it took me a while to really understand the system. But now, you have to have it, so yay. So when it comes to health insurance, you've got two ways, two pillars to them. The first one is the compulsory health insurance. Everybody has to have this. Doesn't matter who you are. If you're going to live in Switzerland for a long term, this is anywhere from 3 months and above, you must have one of these, health insurances. So it doesn't matter. You must have a compulsory basic health insurance. Then, if you want additional things to it, you can get a supplementary health insurance. So with supplementary, you can get them from one of the big insurance providers or a smaller one. And these just cover little things like the gym, massages, therapies, flying, different things like that. They just ambulance rides. They can be very expensive. Taking an ambulance to Switzerland can be very expensive. So you should consider it, especially if you have health issues that could require you every once in a while to use an ambulance. I would recommend getting a supplementary insurance that covers it, but that's just by the way. Okay, so when it comes to health insurance, let's talk about the major one, the compulsory one. The supplementary one, there are lots of choices. You can choose whatever you want based on what you want. You can build your own plan based on what you want. You can contact one of the service providers and they will talk to you. I use Sanitas because I really like them. I've never had a problem with them. I've gone through a few health insurance providers in Switzerland, and the ones I would tell you that I've never had a single problem with is Sanitas. Okay, that's not a promo for them, that's just personal experience and personal opinion of mine. I don't make any money from them, just letting you know that. Cool. So the main health insurance, the compulsory one, you can have a deductible of 300 francs, 1,000 francs, 2,500. Forget anything between. 300 or 2,500 are the only two that really make sense mathematically and financially. Okay, so what does a deductible mean? Basically, it means that when your bills come, if you have a 300 franc deductible, you have to pay the first 300 francs. If you have a 2,000 franc deductible, which is a high one, you have to pay the first 2,500 francs. Anything after that, you only need to pay 10% of your bill up to a maximum of 700 francs. Okay? So, it can be a bit complicated, right? But it's not so complicated. It's much simpler than you think. Basically, you're either going to pay the first 300 francs or the first 2,500 francs. Anything above that, you pay 10% of it, up to a maximum of 700 francs. So, which one should you go for? Should you go for a low deductible or a high deductible? That really depends on you. Do you think that you're going to have a lot of medical expenses? It depends if you're a man, it depends if you're a woman, it depends on so many factors. You have to make that decision based on your specific needs. When I came to Switzerland, I had a high deductible of 2,500, and in that year, I had lots of health issues. In the year after that as well. And I had to pay the first 2,500 and then I paid after that. Now it would have benefited me if I had a low deductible of 300 francs, right? It would have benefited me. However, I have found a hack, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. I have found a way where you can both eat your cake and have it. You'll be thinking that doesn't exist. It does in this case, okay? Listen for a sec. So the hack is this: you get a high deductible, 2,500 francs, and let's say you're paying 290 francs a month for that, or 300 francs, depending, the insurance provider will be the one to tell you based on your age, your occupation, different things, where you live and all of that, right? So you get a high deductible, 2,500 francs. So you have to pay the first 2,500 francs. However, you also have a personal account that you contribute that 2,500 francs into. You're like, what? Yeah. So you save the difference. So let me break it down for you. Let's say if you had a 300 deductible policy, you will have to pay 450 francs a month, for example, okay? But if you add a 2,500 franc deductible, you will have to pay 300 francs a month. Here's what you can do to really, really save. Instead of going for the 300 franc deductible, where you're paying 450 francs, and then at the end of that year, if you didn't have any health issue, your money is gone. You've paid for it, but you didn't use it, right? Your money is gone. Here is a trick. It works. My wife and I use this. We get a high deductible, 2,500 francs. Then we contribute into a separate account for ourselves. That 2,500 francs, or the difference between the 300 deductible or 450 francs you're paying every month. But if you want to make it very, very simple, just say you have a separate account where you contribute a maximum of 2,500 francs every year. At the end of the year, if you did not have any health issues and you didn't have to go to a doctor, you've saved yourself 2,500 francs. In the next year, you do the same thing. Next year, you do the same thing. You can then choose to invest that money into the stock market at the end of the year, so you have it. It works for you. Whereas if you simply went for the high deductible, or the low deductible of 300 francs, but you're paying a higher monthly premium, that money is gone. It goes to the insurance company, not to you. Do you see the difference? So get a high deductible, and this is a recommendation of my personal opinion, so don't take my word for it. Calculate it yourself and you will see it works, depending on your situation, right? Get a high deductible, 2,500 francs, where you pay like 300 francs a month. Like me, I pay just under 300 francs a month, right? Then I contribute every year 2,500 francs into an account. And at the end of the year, if I only have to pay, say, 500 francs for health bills that year, then I have 2,000 francs remaining, which I can then invest into the stock market. Whereas if I add a 300 deductible where I'm paying 450 francs a month, right? If at the end of the year I add a bill total of 500 francs, I still have to pay 300 francs. And plus 10%, so I have to pay 320 francs. And at the end, all that the insurance paid for me is the difference, 500 minus that. So I don't really save much, right? The insurance makes money off me, So that is a hack I have found that really, really works, because then it means we can have, as a family, we can have a health savings account that we contribute every month to. And at the end of the year, if we didn't have any big expense, medical expense, which some years you don't have anything, some years you do, some years you don't. At the end of the year, we have saved, and then we can invest that money, or just keep it there and just say, okay, every year we're going to have this, but most of the time we can just save it and maybe put it even for the next year. Before you know, you have this account that is working for you. You can invest a lot of it, or you can keep some of it as savings. So it really, really works. So I encourage you to do that. Rather than just giving all the money to the insurance provider, you can make your money work for you and save in the long run. Okay? So that leads me up to talk about this training we've come up with, how to make your money work for you. Check it out in the link below. It's a very power-packed training. We teach you exactly what you need to do to begin to make your money work for you, so that you can retire young, retire in good shape, in good health. You have more time to focus on doing the things you truly love. We talk about the slow lane versus the fast lane to wealth. Different things, the principles that the 1% use to build wealth. Some of the principles I was able to use to build a six-figure net worth in less than 3 years. So I really encourage you to click the link below, watch it, and let me know what you think about it. And don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe to our platform. Share this with your friends, comment, ask me a question, reach out if you have any questions or any comment. And look forward to hearing from you. Have an amazing week. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.